tell me a little bit about where you're at ahead of the World Cup? You're playing with Reading. You're fit and healthy,
Yeah.
playing a lot of games. Can you tell me a bit about how you're feeling?
Uh, at the moment, I'm feeling fine, feeling 100%. And I mean, it's just the best feeling in the world to be out there playing and I mean, be competitive. And yeah, it's for me, it's just like a kid. I mean, running to the candy shop. It's just the best feeling in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're at Reading again. You were there last season. They're doing well. Can you tell me a bit about joining Reading and what your ambitions were for the season?
With joining Reading, like I love Reading. Obviously, I was there last season, and although we are in a bit of difficult situation, but I just want to help Reading and I mean to give them back whatever I can, the love they've shown me.
Yeah, and I feel like you like English football as well. You came here many years ago now. You've been away and you've come back. Like, is there something about English football that you love?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Premier League is the best in the world, like almost everyone thinks. And also the championship is very competitive. So I just love English football. And although when I first came, I had to adapt, but then since I joined Chelsea, I just loved English football.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love English football.
And does the World Cup enter your mind as well when you're picking your loan in the summer? You have a choice, right? So it wasn't just like you had one club. So was it a case of going somewhere where you already have a lot of love and you can be in good shape for Ghana?
Yes, also it was a factor because I mean uh, you would want to be in the World Cup like playing week in week out, and that can only help you if you go to a club that's I mean willing to give you the opportunity to play week in week out and get to the maximum fitness you want. So it was also like a factor for me to get back to where they love me and where I mean guaranteed to play week in week out.
Can you tell me a bit about this Ghana team that you've got? Because they were, it's a big achievement to get to the World Cup. African qualifying so competitive now. And you're part of a generation that followed the great Ghana team with Michael Essien and Asamoah Gyan. So how is this sort of rebuild of Ghana going?
I think since like a year now, the technical team have put together like young talents, and they are really helping me a lot. So I think the rebuild is going really well, and I'm loving the competition we have now in the national team. So yeah, it's been great.
Have you seen it kind of improve over time? Because I think you had some disappointments as well. So do you think this is maybe the best Ghana team for many years now?
I think yeah, we've got the likes of Inaki Williams in the team now, and like they've come to improve the team. But I mean, this is a crop of group that still needs to grow up with each other to be able to understand each other. But I think since I've been in the national team, maybe this crop of players have been, I mean, the best crop uh, and talent wise we've had.
Yeah, you mentioned Inaki Williams. You've also got Tariq Lamptey coming in as well. Did you also try to convince Hudson-Odoi? You must know him from Chelsea, so I wonder if you had a little word to try and get him to come.
I mean, yeah, I spoke to him during the preseason,
Yeah.
and it was just a little chat about it. But I think at that moment he was still, I mean, making up his decision. He wasn't fully sure of what's going on. So, but when I spoke to him, it was a nice and friendly conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he'd be a good one to have, but I guess it's his decision in the end, right? So that's the
Yeah,
most important.
I hope he can make it because he's a good guy and I've known him since long time, and his quality also will be a great addition for Ghana.
Yeah, definitely. And you've achieved a lot with Ghana because I saw 47 caps for you, right? Is that right? And so you could go to 50 in the World Cup. What an achievement would it be for you to be on 50 caps?
Yeah, that's going to be great. Like playing for Ghana, my dream. Growing up as a kid was a dream for me. Like watching Ghana play was just an absolute, absolute feeling. Like the feeling I can't even describe. So it would be great for me to get to 50 caps, and even I want to get to more.
What happens in Ghana when the national team plays? You'll have been there as a child, like trying to get to TV to watch the Black Stars play. So tell me what it's like. What happens when Ghana plays in the World Cup?
I mean, the first time Ghana went to the World Cup in 2006, I quite remember there was an afternoon game or something like that, and they had to, stop the schools for everyone to go home to watch the game. So it's it's a big thing for Ghana to be in the World Cup, and all the kids are buzzing for it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Do you have the memories when you were a child? Do you look back with happy memories watching the team play?
Yes, yes, I still have like memories, but 2006, I was still like a little kid, so I didn't, I
Mm.
mean, get to understand more about the football. But from 2009, 2010, the World Cup, I was, 16, 17 years, so I was, all aware of what was going on. So growing up as a kid, it was amazing to watch Ghana play in the World Cup, and also like I still have these flashback memories of 2010.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Can you tell me a little bit about Ghana because you grew up there, you're not, you're fully Ghanaian. I heard about your hometown Tamale from my friend Rahman. And can you tell me a bit about your hometown? Because as a Moroccan and an English guy, I'm half Moroccan, half English, so it's hard to understand what your hometown was like. What was it like?
So yeah, my hometown is in the northern part of Ghana, and the is quite hot than in Accra, and yeah, that's basically where I grew up, where I started playing football, and football wasn't a big thing over there because at that time we didn't have like stars to look up to, yeah, and we didn't even have like players playing abroad. So it was kind of a big thing for us, like playing football in the north. That people would just think,
Mm.
you are just like playing. You don't have a future in it because like the scouts barely came there. So, but now things have changed, and the scouts are going there to spot talents and everything.
I want to understand how hard it is for you to make your journey because I think your mum and dad also said maybe you should focus on your studies, right? So, can you tell me how hard it is to become a footballer when you were a child in Ghana?
Yeah, so as a child growing up, especially in the north, my mom was kind of keen of me going to school and like being in school all the time. But my dad was the most supportive one. He would come to my games to watch me play, and he always believed that something can come out from football because he was also like an ex-footballer. But unfortunately, he couldn't make it. But yeah, my mom like was more keen on football, but she would also allow me to go out to play, like just for fun or something like that. You know, so it was kind of hard for me, like personally, to even think of like getting the chance to play on a big stage,
Yeah,
because growing up from in the north is it was kind of like impossible, because no one would support you over there.
yeah.
But then in one way or the other, I mean, found myself in Accra, and then things started going well from there.
So in Accra, was that when you signed for Dreams FC? Because they're a famous academy. They're really important in Ghana, right? So was this the turning point when you were like, maybe I can make something of my dream, you know?
Yeah, so when I signed for Dreams FC, their aim was just to nurture talents and to give them the best they could. So that's when I signed for Dreams FC, and uh, I've never looked back on that decision.
You feel like you were very lucky though, because I guess there's lots of kids that you must remember as a boy who probably didn't get the opportunity, but maybe were good enough and all that. So how do you sort of see that, you know, when you think about, you know, when you're a child and making it, you know, in football?
Yes, I was lucky, and I'm still lucky because I still have most of my friends that I grew up playing football with, and I mean most of them were the ones they tipped. I mean to go further. But yeah, I was lucky, and I when I went to Dream Service, I had to put in extra hard work to be able to be spotted in each game I played.
Yeah, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I guess like, you know, I've heard you do a lot of philanthropic work back home. Is things improving back home? Can you tell me a bit about the challenges and how you're trying to help as well?
Yeah, so I've tried to help my community with schools, with issues of people like paying for people's surgeries and all those stuff. It's it's not a bit challenging at the moment because it's just like personal things I'm doing. So just trying to help like in the community wherever I can.
That means you probably have a lot of pride as well, because I feel like you must have like a lot of pride in Ghana and you want the best for the country, you want the best for the people. You stay connected, you're not like run away, you know, you live in England, but you've not just run away and turned your back, right?
Yes, yes. I'm always like home whilst I'm here because I've got my friends who are telling me like what we have to do and to help the community and stuff. And my family also is doing great things for the community. If you go to Tamale, like people will say it to you. So it's kind of a great pride for me to be able to help my community, you know.
Yeah, I respect that a lot. I guess like what I wanted to talk about as well is, you know, you've had to be a tough guy. I remember I was really sad when I saw I've done my ACL several times. I've had a lot of knee problems, and when I saw you get injured at the AFCON, that was really bad timing, wasn't it? So can you tell me a bit about, you know, the start of your injury journey and sort of how long it took to come back?
Yeah, I mean, it was a horrible feeling, you know. I can't, I mean, put to words how I was feeling. I mean, at that time flying in my career at Schalke because I mean, wanted to prove there and then to show was, I was able to play at the top level again. But the most painful part is not the physical one. I mean, the mental part, you know, having to like be sat in front of the TV and you can't play. You know, it's a horrible feeling.
Yeah, I think everyone expected a lot of you really when you joined Chelsea, you know, from Augsburg. And I felt like Schalke that was going to put you on track to maybe still do well at Chelsea. So I guess that was your feeling at the time as well, that you know that you were going to be a Chelsea defender, you know, is that true?
Yes, yes, of course. I just wanted to go away a little bit, and I mean to help get a bit mature. And yeah, I was flying at that time at Schalke, and I mean the unfortunate incident happened at the AFCON, but yeah, it was a horrible feeling. A feeling I can't put to words.
Can you explain a little bit for people who don't know, like why it was such a tough recovery? Because sometimes the ACL is like 6 months and you're back, right? But then sometimes it can be harder. Like I know that I've just had 18 months with injury. So can you tell me a bit about why you had sort of setbacks, you know, the second operation? why did these kind of things happen to you? Why were you not so lucky in this part of your career?
Every operation is tough because football these days just goes by quick. I can still remember like this AFCON I was like 22 and then boom, now I'm 28. I can still like have this flashback, you know. But every operation is a tough one. But my first one was kind of difficult, was more tougher than the second one because the first one the surgeon literally said to my agent that I should be happy if I can get back to playing because of the complications in the knee that he had to operate. So it was a horrible feeling, but I mean it's difficult and it's tough for a young chap to gets drilled in his knees like with machines like 2-3 times as a young chap is very horrible.
Yeah, and I guess you were telling me how lucky you were at the start of your career and you had a lot of great times and stuff. So I guess it's just so frustrating that, everything's going up and up and up, and then all of a sudden you have to go down again. Is that the hard part as well?
Yeah, it was difficult, like when I arrived in Germany, I think I was just going up, 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 and then I went to Chelsea, and then I still had this feeling when I went to Schalke, and then all of a sudden like things started going down, and then it kept going down, down, down. It was difficult to get back because you had a injury that was meant to be like 8 months, and then you ended up doing 1.5 years, and there was the second injury also, second ACL also, which was okay because it took me only 5 months to get back, because I had like kind of experience from the first one, so I knew whatever I had to do like to get back quickly.
Yeah, man. I know. I've had 2 ACLs, so I know your feeling, man. It's crazy. Yeah, can you tell me a bit about like because you're very strong to survive this as well. So can you tell me a bit about you're going to the World Cup now. What's the mental strength that you drew upon to sort of come back? Like who helped you? Was it your faith as well? Because I know you have your faith. So can you tell me a bit about where your strength came from in the harder times?
Yeah, first of all, you have to, understand that, or you have to know that um, um, having 2 ACLs and also like meniscus repair and being able to get back, it shows how tough I am and how mentally strong I am to be able to get back to playing again. And when I was injured, I I was in Chelsea doing rehab. So I would like to thank um, Paco, Thierry, John. These guys, Stuart. These guys they really helped for me. They are like angels, to me because
Wow.
they gave me the strength and they always made me stay positive, even when at one point decided that I had to quit football because of all these complications I had. But they just gave me like the confidence to keep going.
What you said there you nearly quit football. Can you tell me what happened at that time?
Yeah. So when I had my second ACL, I was like in the state I can't even explain because I when I tore the ACL, I went home and then I did the scan and I gave it to the doctor of Mallorca, and then I went home. I thought it was, or it could be like a minor injury, and then they called me and they said, "Look, Baba, you've got a partial ACL torn." I was like, "No, no way, this can't be happening again." Because just 2 years ago, I had ACL on my left knee and then like meniscus damage, and now it's also on the right knee. So I just felt I just went to sleep after 5 minutes of this call. It was something I couldn't take. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was tough. It was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think that's why it's so beautiful you've come back. I think you did a lot of extra work. Like I think what people don't realize when you're injured is you have to work really hard. You're doing rehabilitation all day. It's
Yeah.
maybe even more than training, you know, sometimes it's not easy. So can you tell me the special lengths you went to, how hard you were working, you know, when people don't see it? And I heard you went to Serbia as well to do some extra work. Can you tell me about that?
Yes. So with the second ACL, I went to Serbia. I went to my good friend Andrea Militinovic, and I was literally like working from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. And that was every day for 4 months with him, every day for 4 months. So I mean, the training he gave me also made me more tough in my mind and more stronger. And I mean, it just showed me that I just had to do all the hard work or only hard work to get back to playing again. So um, Andrea was also like a good friend, and then he actually helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's brilliant. It's good that you found a lot of people to help you, you know, amazing people. That's probably helped you survive your career. You're still technically a Chelsea player. How do you see the connection with the club you know, nowadays?
Um, it's it's still good. You know, I mean, Chelsea is a dream for every young player, or if not even maybe almost every player in the world. You know, to wear this badge. So it's it was a dream for a young player like me to get this opportunity to play for Chelsea. And I mean, of course, I said it in my interviews that my dad is a Chelsea fan, so it was a dream come true for me to wear this badge.
Yeah, I remember your first interview, you said that. So I guess your dad was very proud and you gave him something very important that day when you
Yeah, yeah, he was proud, and I mean, the next day I had to send shirts back home to give it to him.
Oh man, that's so beautiful to see the family name on the back of the shirt. Um,
Yeah.
Can you tell me a bit about your best memories? Because you had 23 games, but actually, what people don't remember is that some of your performances were very good. I remember you played like PSG in the Champions League and things like that. So, can you tell me about your best memories at Chelsea?
I mean, in general, I had like a good feeling. I mean, for a young player, although the team was like in a tough state, but I mean, I had a good feeling, and the PSG game was the most memorable one because I mean, people thought I mean that was the best game I've played. But of course, I played some good games also in the Premier League, you know. So for a young player, going to a struggling team that had, I mean, world stars. I think I can be proud of the numbers I achieved in my first season.
Do you think you were, you know, if you were luckier, if maybe like, you know, fate was a little bit different, you could have made it at Chelsea. You know, you think you were good enough, you know, coming off at Augsburg and if you had the right managers and maybe a better environment, you could have done it.
Yes, I think I was maybe just not a little bit patient enough, you know, because when Antonio arrived, you know, I mean, he was just trying to improve me, but maybe I felt it in a harsh way. But I think with this with playing with Chelsea with this I mean these world superstars, you know, it was just about improvement, you know. So I think I was maybe just a little bit impatient.
So you're impatient because you went on loan, right? But
Yeah.
Antonio was trying to get you to fight a bit more and change your game, maybe. Is that right?
Yes, I think he was just trying to change my game, and then I mean to make me better.
Yeah, you could have been a great wing back for him as well, because you probably would suit that position, you know, the wing backs that Conte uses.
Yes, yes, I think so. I think so. And um, it was a bit difficult for me at that time, you know. But I mean, I'm sure he was just trying to improve me. But at that time, and I went to Schalke and I was playing wing back, and I really loved it over there.
Is it true that you joined Chelsea as well after missing an Arsenal? Like Arsenal, you had you on trial and you almost went there, but it didn't happen.
Yes, I missed out on trial with Arsenal because I was denied a visa to the UK. But that's like when I was
Much younger.
much younger, like 16 years. You know, I had this the invitation from Arsenal Wenger to come to try in Arsenal. You know.
Yeah.
But then I got denied the visa. So in one way or the other, I found myself back in London.
It's fate, definitely. And you've had 7 loans now at Chelsea, I think. I think that's quite a lot of loans, but I think that maybe, how do you feel about that? I think that it's quite a beautiful thing that you've managed to have a lot of experiences. You've fought back and Chelsea have helped you find those loans, but how do you feel about
Oh.
you lost them?
I mean, it's tough, but then I mean, it depends on how you look at it. Because if you've had your both knees like being drilled by a machine,
Yeah.
and been up and down of the treatment table, then it shows that you are a fighter and you just want to get back to play and enjoy your football. You know? So for me, it's just more about getting to play because I mean, the injuries have taken so much from me. You know, like I can just say like took 3 4 years from my playing career, and that's a bit difficult. You know,
Do you still
so
do you still find it hard to like think about that? Because everyone wants to play. Like I miss playing. If I don't play with my friends for 2 years, like I am now, I get very sad. Does that still hurt you a little bit? Do you still have pain inside?
yeah, whenever I think of it, I feel like my career has gone fast. You know, I feel like my career is just like a short one. I
Yeah.
felt I just feel like my career has gone by so fast, and because I've not had that enough games that I was dreaming of. You know, so I felt like my career has gone very fast, and that's like really frustrating for me.
How strong are you now? Because managers still believe in you. They sign you on loan. They expect you to play well and perform for the fans. So how have you convinced like managers and stuff that you are strong? And how strong are you?
Yeah, by fighting, being competitive, and being able to enjoy the game. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just trying to fight now, to fight to get as many games I can.
Yeah, how what sort of goals have you got for the rest of your career? Because you're still not an old player, right? So, I mean, you could even rise and have another big end to your career. In your 30s, early 30s, you could be a big player. So, what do you want? What do you want from the next few years?
My dream is just to get back to playing like elite football, to get back to playing at the top. That's my dream, like to be able to compete against the best players in the world.
And you believe in yourself
I
100%.
believe
You've done it before.
I still believe in myself. I still believe in my qualities.
Yeah. And the World Cup, that's going to be exactly what you want. This is going to show you against players. You're going to play Son Heung-min, you're going to play Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Darwin Nunez
Yeah.
in the group stage. Is this an opportunity to remind the world about you?
Yeah, I mean, these are the some of the best players, and the World Cup is, I mean, meant for the best players. So these are some of the best players you have to compete against to show that, to prove that you deserve to be there, and you can play against the best. Like I said, I've got one year more with Chelsea, and I my dream is I mean, if not to get back to Chelsea, but then I mean to move to an elite league, or like the top league. So that's where you can compete against the best players. So that's just my dream.
And what's your message to sort of your fans back home in Ghana ahead of the World Cup? Do you have a sort of message about what you want them to do for the team, how to support you and all this?
Yeah, I mean, like Ghanaian fans are very, very enthusiastic, and they just support with passion. So I just want to tell them they should keep supporting the team, and the belief they have in us, and we are going to repay them with performance.
Yeah, brilliant. I was really a pleasure to speak to you, somebody who's had as many knee injuries as me, so I know exactly how you feel, man. It's really
It's
tough.
tough. It's tough. It's tough.
But you've got to fight. Football's a beautiful thing, so I think that it's too beautiful to let go of. So I'm glad you found the strength to keep going, you know?